Danny, you see the color of the car? You like that color? It says Betty Boop on the back.
Mom, I want to sit in the car.
I know. I wish we could sit in the car, but we can't because these are not our cars. This is part of a car show that's going on right now. And they're going to be in the parade. We're going to walk behind the green car right here. So we're going to walk behind the car, okay? I should have brought your earphones. Why did I bring his earphones? I got new earphones for him. I never brought them. Come on. Danny, you're going to be fine. Just hold my hand. It's okay.
I don't want any kids to get hit when he moves.
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Danny. Danny, pay attention.
No.
Pay attention to the colors. What the colors look like, okay? The colors look like. You can do it. You can do it, okay? Look at me. Look at mommy.